Hey everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you for tuning in and listening. I wanted to talk about this morning about some more spiritual warfare, specifically witchcraft and that type of stuff where people try to do wicked spells and all type of nefarious things. And I just want to encourage people, first encouraging myself, okay? And I decided to do this YouTube video just in case somebody out there is going through the same thing. You can be encouraged that these things shall pass, okay? It shall pass. And as I was sitting here this morning, this Saturday morning, I was just thinking about some stuff that, a friend of mine was going through. And I said it's strange how, a lot of times, people, we go through similar things, and I just came out of a situation like what this person was describing to me. But the thing I was trying to tell this person and encourage them in was that people who do spell work, to cast spells on people, to cause hardship for them, to do love spells to try to attract a person to you. And when I say attract a person, I don't mean you're depending on the universe, to attract that, to magnetize your energy and draw that person to you. Somebody's doing love spells to get a specific person, okay? And that in of itself, okay, is, wickedness. Even though some people will think, well, you're not physically hurting the person. Okay, these types of things are wickedness. Okay, anytime you try to bend somebody's will, okay, or cause misfortune for somebody, okay, out of jealousy, hatred, people just hate on people for no reason, and even when there may be a valid reason, sometimes it's good to just let God handle it, okay? A lot of times people think forgiveness is letting the person off the hook. No, forgiveness is releasing it out of you, okay? Releasing that energy out of you, saying that you are not responsible for other people. I'm not responsible for what other people think, do, or say, okay? Even though it may have been toward me, I'm not responsible for what that person do. So why would you carry it? That's what forgiveness is. Forgiveness is letting it go. And what people don't realize is is everybody always say, oh, that person has moved on with their life, they ain't thinking about you. The reason why they're able to do that is because you're carrying, okay, the guilt and the pain of what was done to you. Okay, if you just forgive, meaning give it up, okay, let it go. Okay, they teach forgiveness wrong within the church. Okay, and that's another topic I'm going to get into if I have time. But they teach forgiveness wrong. Okay, all forgiveness is giving it up. Okay, and letting it go. Okay, um, just meaning move on with your life. You see, when somebody does something to you, okay, or says something that is out of pocket, okay, and you forgive it and you let it go. Basically, that's what forgiveness is, letting go, okay, saying, okay, make no mistake, okay, if somebody doesn't come back to you and say, hey, I'm sorry for X, Y, and Z, why would you just send out a blanket forgiveness to that person, releasing them from it? And this is how forgiveness is taught, okay? You don't send out some blanket forgiveness, letting somebody off the hook. No, you simply say, I'm not responsible for what other people do. I'm responsible for me. So I forgive myself for being in a space vibrationally, okay, where I attracted this asshole, okay? And I ask myself for forgiveness and I let go of the pain and the hurt, okay, that what they said or did may have caused me. And I strive, okay, to be at a higher vibrational level so that people like that won't even see me, okay? They can't even have access to me, okay? This is what true forgiveness is. Now, you see, this is what I tell people about witchcraft and spell work and stuff like that. That shit is 360, okay? Magic is 360, except if you can get somebody else to carry it for you, okay? And this is why witches and people who do nefarious things try to convince people to carry it, okay? Don't carry it. And I'm telling you, it will be a fight because they know if you do not agree with what is being done to you, okay, and you keep moving on and letting go and forgiving yourself, okay, they know that shit is coming back to them, okay? This is why a lot of times you'll see some of them working so hard. Like, they'll want you to hold on to the hurt and pain because God, spirit, universe, whatever you want to call it, is going to return it back to sender. This is spiritual law. Nobody can break spiritual law. This is why they want the person who they hurt or injured, okay, whether it was spiritually, mentally, or physically, to carry the hurt and pain, okay? No, you release it and you forgive yourself. If somebody don't come to you and admit that they did something wrong and ask you for forgiveness, what the fuck are you forgiving? What are you forgiving? A lot of times these people move on with their life because in some cases, they don't even know they did anything wrong. You know, a lot of people get away with stuff in the spiritual realm because people hold on to what they did when you should just let it go and let it return to sender. Okay? And this is the thing about magic and spell work. Okay? If you read the book or you listen to the audio book of the Four Agreements, it tells you if you do not agree with something that somebody's praying for you or sending out to you, it returns back to them. If your bloodline is protected, that shit returns right back to them. You have to protect yourself and your bloodline, okay? It returns right back. Magic is 360. It will return back to sender. So allow it to return to sender, okay? Now, the thing that I was concerned about with this friend is that when people are doing these types of things, okay, and they see that nothing they do affects you on the spiritual, mental, and energetic level, okay, or that you are actually being delivered up out of it every time, okay, they will escalate to, okay, gang stalking, okay. They will escalate to trying to pay witches and shit to hex you, which to me is crazy. Like, that is just crazy all in it, all by itself, okay? That somebody would take money to do that, okay? Because that's dangerous. That's dangerous for the person and their bloodline. If I don't know what's going on in a situation, okay, I don't help people hex nothing. Like, that's crazy to me, okay? I do not touch and agree on anybody trying to do nefarious shit to another person, okay? In those instances, spiritually, I mind my goddamn business, okay? Because it's dangerous, okay? For a person to take money to say, oh, I'm going to hex this person for you or put a curse on them. Now, when that person becomes aware of what's going on, okay, and or their ancestors or angels, okay, start doing warfare against this person, okay, it's not just the person who paid to have the curse cast. It's going to be toward the person and their bloodline of the person who casted it, because they should have motherfucking known better. They should have known better. And the fact that as a, as a person who is what I like to call spiritually awakened, okay, I know you don't mess around with stuff like that, okay? And a lot of times what these witches will do is they'll try to send their minions in the spirit to come spy on people, to try to spy on their bloodline, to see, and even then I wouldn't trust it, because a lot of times God will lift up a standard against your enemy. So they could be sending things to spy on you, and it's really what they're seeing is just a fucking illusion. And they don't know that you protected above and below and 360 all around. And they'll send out that nefarious shit, And in my particular situation, okay, people were doing fuck shit. And God told me, God said, don't do anything. Just be still and know that I'm God. And I said, God, but X, Y, and Z. And my God told me, don't do anything. When their wickedness have come to completion, then you act. Why? Why? I said, God, why? And God said, because there is a point of no return. That's right. There is a point of no return. There is a point where you're going to say, Lord, Lord, and God going to be sitting back sipping tea talking about Lord, Lord. Oh, yes. Now, you do not have to be religious. This is just spiritual law. Now, I'm going to now that's something that comes out of the Bible. Now I'm going to tell it to you in the parable, okay, that the Bible gives to bring you to real life situation, okay? Everything, okay, the Bible says God is not mocked. Whatsoever you sow, you shall reap it. Do not plant cucumbers expecting to pull up strawberries. And that's just common goddamn sense as a farmer, right? I'm not going to plant an apple tree and expect to see motherfucking oranges hanging from the branch, right? That's common sense, right? And this is how the Bible tries to explain it to us, okay? To let us know everything in life is an investment. Wherever you invest your energy, that is what's going to flow back to you. Okay? Everything in life is an investment. And whether you know it or not, it's going to flow back. Okay? It's going to flow back. Like I said, except, this is why I said they don't teach it, forgiveness correctly, except if you can get somebody to carry it for you, meaning they're holding a grudge, they're hurt and upset, and they're carrying the pain of what was done. And God told me, God said, you're going to change because of this, but not a change where your character, okay, is suffering, okay? It's going to build character in you, okay? I still remain the same loving person. I just changed who I allow to be in my space now. I'm wiser about that. And you see, and I'm able to discern quickly, and I never question my intuition anymore when I'm around a person and it just don't feel right. Okay? Now I know how to trust myself. And this is the thing about, again, that we have to learn about these types of warfare, okay? Excuse me, I need something to drink. And this is what my God had to explain to me, okay? This is what my God had to explain to me. There comes a point where a person's wickedness comes to completion, meaning, like, let's say if I plant a seed, right? And I look at it, and before it really takes root, I say, you know what? I don't want cucumbers. Okay? I want, tomatoes. Okay? Or whatever fruit or vegetable, carrots or whatever. There's a point, okay, when you first plant a seed that you can dig it up. Uh-oh. Right. There comes a point where you can dig it up, okay, before anything takes root, before anything happens. You can pull it, dig it up, take it and say, no, I don't want to do that. This is why a lot of times when people are doing nefarious shit to me, sometimes I don't even say or do anything. And then I be thinking to myself, I wonder if this person is so fucking stupid that they think that I'm not aware of what they're doing. And a lot of times it's not that I'm aware. Make no mistake, if somebody is violating you in a certain type of way, of course you act upon it, call the police or whatever it is you have to do. But I'm talking about people who like to do witchcraft and nefarious spells to try to hinder people blessing. Okay? When people are doing this type of nefarious shit, my God tells me, no, 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 sit back, sip tea. Because when their wickedness toward you takes root, okay, and when they think that it's taking root in your life, and that, okay, and that tree starts to grow roots, okay. A lot of times when even when you try to cut down the tree, you still see the stump. They can never really completely get rid of the tree. Okay? They can only cut it down, but you still see that stump. And the root sometimes is so deep within the earth. And God said when their wickedness have sprouted up and have become firm like this and rooted, and they think that it's rooted in your backyard, God said, I'm going to remove the illusion and show them they planted it in their own damn backyard. Okay? And they only shall partake of that fruit. Okay? And there'll be nothing they can do. And that's just what it is. Okay? And this is what my God was encouraging me with when these people were doing all kind of nefarious stuff to me. And then you'll see these same damn people, okay? Because I used to be like, God, I wonder if it's me. I wonder if it's me. Because it seems like when I go over here, this person has a problem with me. I go over here, this person has a problem with me. And I started to really do some inner work. And I said, Lord, is something wrong with my character? Is there something wrong with my personality, God? God, help me be a better person, God. And as I was praying, God said, there's nothing wrong with you, okay? There's nothing wrong with you. You're fine. You're being gang stalked, okay? And a lot of times when a person is gaslighting you like that, it's to make you go crazy, okay? This is what they're trying to do. This is why I encourage people, hold fast, okay? Hold fast, okay? And in some instances, you may have to start police reports, okay? Because when you keep reporting certain things to the police, okay, it has to escalate to the next thing where somebody says, okay, we're going to have to investigate this. Now we know, and I was telling the FBI this. I said, I watch goddamn TV. I watch Dateline and all these murder mysteries, and these women be stalked, okay, and the police don't do anything about it. Because at one point I was hitting up the goddamn FBI like it was nobody goddamn business, okay, letting them know my life matters, okay. And now I know they own it, so I'm not even worried anymore. I said they're going to keep doing this gang stalking, and they're proving to the police and the FBI that I was right the whole time. But this is what gang stalking and gaslighting does. It tries to make a person look like they're cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Okay? When It's a strategic plan to kind of get this person off balance. Okay. But nobody has the right to stalk me from state to state. Nobody has a right to hack my phone and use it to listen to me in the privacy of my own home or vehicle. Nobody has that right. Those things are actually illegal. And this is the thing I was trying to tell my friend. I was like, when this person sees that they cannot hex you, that person, if the hatred is deep seated within them, they're going to try to physically do something, okay, to make you feel whatever pain they want you to feel. So I was telling this person, be careful of that, okay? Especially if they're going to be paying witches to do hexes. Like I said, this is just crazy. But I know, okay, from experience, people will really do that, okay? Excuse me, I got a drink. I keep. As I talk, my throat is getting dry and scratchy. But this is what I was trying to encourage my friend with, okay? Not that we should walk around in fear, it's just to make you aware. Because, like I said, if these people, if they had just stopped, okay, before I started contacting, the FBI and the goddamn Department of Justice, telling them, look, this y'all job. This is not my job. Okay, I don't have the skills to be investigating stuff like this. This is your job. Okay, whether you like it or not. If they would have just stopped at that point, you know, my police reports and complaints would have just looked like, okay, well, maybe, you know, she, you know, like I said, maybe, they might have thought, okay, she cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. But being that sometimes people are just arrogant because they've been doing it for so long, they become arrogant with it, right? If they would have stopped, okay, at a certain point, nobody would have ever known, okay? They could have just went on and I probably wouldn't have known. But because they wanted to stand in their arrogance and their wickedness, okay, now federal agents want to know, why are these people doing this? Let me tell you something about federal law, okay? Let me tell you something about the feds. Anytime, if I know somebody who's under federal investigation and I have contact with this person, guess what happens to me? Now the feds want to know, okay, who is this person in this person's life and how are they connected to the whole? So what does that mean? They're investigating you. They're investigating everybody in that person's life to figure out how they are connected. Are they connected to the criminal activity that this person is doing? And sometimes their investigation takes years. Okay, this is how deep in it the feds will go. Okay, so every wicked thing that that person did to me, okay, and that gang stalking did to me, okay, now the feds want to know, how are all these people are connected? Okay, and the sad part is, and I know this happened in a college, but I think it happened because of a hazing that went horribly wrong and somebody died. But Organizations like fraternities, sororities, if they gang stalk or haze somebody to the point that it becomes criminal, that chapter can be closed, okay? And those people involved, okay, whatever membership they had can be revoked, okay? Because sororities, fraternities are about brotherhood, it's not a gang. So anytime organizations like that operate as a gang, which is outside of the scope of the formation of the organization, they're disbanded, okay? And that charter or chapter or whatever they call it can be closed, okay? Same thing with Masons and Eastern Stars, okay? If they use their organization to gang stalk somebody, that chapter or charter can be closed. And people don't think about this. In order to open up a sorority in a certain college, town, or whatever, you have to get permission from somebody else. Okay? You have to get permission from somebody else. I can't just open one, you know? So who grants the permission? You see, and all of these things get investigated, okay? This is why I tell people tread lightly. Do what you know you can legally handle, okay? Because I calls the police, okay? And if the police don't do nothing, I call the FBI. If they act like they don't want to get up, I will call the Department of Justice. And I promise you somebody will look into it, okay? I'm just saying. But back to my point, this is the problem, okay, with witches who are part of covens, okay, that like to do this sort of thing, okay, because they know that magic is 360, okay, and I'm thinking that it has to be an inexperienced witch, because I don't know any witch that's going to hex anybody. Like, I don't even know where to meet these people, because real witches will tell you they can't do that, you know, and some of them won't even tell you how to do it, okay? But others will, if you pay them, they'll tell you what you can do, okay? But some people, they won't even tell you what you can do. They can tell you, they'll advise you to do a reverse spell. If you believe somebody's doing something to you that hurt you or victimize you in some way, they'll tell you do a reverse spell. Nobody is out here, like I said, no witches I know are out here giving people the tools to do nefarious shit to other people. You just don't do that. Okay, it's irresponsible. So I would only think that that person is immature spiritually, you know? So this is the stuff that you have to look out for. Anybody who would do that, like I said, they have to graduate to the next level, okay? Which is, like I said, gang stalking, because one, you want to make sure that what you're doing is working. Two, you want to make sure that this person is not coming to some type of awakening, okay? Their ancestors, their angels, their God, whatever it is they're worshiping, isn't awakening them to what is going on around them. Okay, because once somebody starts awakening to the nefarious shit that you're doing to them, okay, they can like immediately as they're awaking, that stuff starts to return to sender. This is why, like I said, they escalate to gang stalking, because they need that person that they victimize to carry it. Okay, they want them to carry it so long that it does not return to sender, but it's passed down through their bloodline. Okay, So these are the things that we have to be careful of, okay? Not just for your own sake, but for your descendants, okay? This is the things we have to be aware of, and we have to protect ourselves and our families and our bloodline from. And that's all I have for you. If this has encouraged you, please like um, and share my video with somebody else who you feel needed. Thank you for watching. See you next time.